I'm going to go that far. And I listen, I'm just speaking a little openly. Sir, I'm all down for doing what you're recommending, but unless someone takes and spearheads it, I don't have time for it. And is said, you are going, this is your objective, or this is our detective unit. These are just sort of pie in the sky ideas. I just got done spending, the last 40 minutes in a circle with people that are refusing to even look at our own written legislation and pulling shit out of their ass. And I don't know.
What shit were they pulling out of their ass?
We spent like 10 minutes debating double.
I heard most of that conversation. I was in and out of it though. I was on the other side of the glass.
Oh, it was over there. We spent like 10, 15 minutes discussing double jeopardy, despite it being clearly written as to what the definition is. Or let alone whether or not we can lock down a property.
You haven't talked at all in the last 15 seconds. You're right.
Yeah, it's just I got really focused looking at the MDT. We got done spend the last like 10 plus minutes discussing double jeopardy and refusing to look at the words that were written in the due process legislation, right? Hypotheticals of like, maybe they did this, maybe did that. I think the basics on investigations are not understood. I think, and so I until that gets cleaned up, I don't really see it happening. There needs to be a lead on these investigations.
Somebody needs to hold people's hand through this.
Yes.
Make sure they understand how to write them, what they're trying to write in them. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are very they're not confident in writing search warrants.
It's not even confidence there, sir. Like
they can't even identify what's required.
So if double jeopardy isn't understood, or the understanding that we need to let individuals go if we think that there's a grander thing happening. I mean, let's put this into perspective, right? If we're treating this for what it is, these are individuals that intercepted God knows how much cocaine and money associated with it. We cannot definitively say exactly what has transpired. And as such, they either need to be put on an investigative hold, which I think is too much for this, to be honest. But at minimum, the properties are locked down. We immediately write a phone subpoena, which shouldn't take more than 30 minutes, right? Once properly trained. Executed on that, and then based on the context of that, you then file the raid warrant. Now, because those phone subpoenas let you know what the ingoing and outgoing phone calls are, and if there's any texts that go alongside it. But if those basic fundamental investigative blocks are not understood, we can't investigate a big scene like this, because we're looking at this like it's a bank truck robbery and not what it is, you know? So there's a it's a training thing, right?
Yeah, there's steps to take. I think I don't think this is something we could teach in a classroom setting.
No,
I don't think it's something we could sit there and. I don't think you can lecture somebody. I think you actually have to have a live situation and hold their hand and explain it to them. I feel like that's going to be the best way to actually. Somebody can nod their head and say they understand. It's a different story when you have it in front of you and you're actually doing it, right?
I would agree with that. I think there was another issue here, though, and I think this is why I kept hampering on the who's the lead. The lead is going to know the temperature of how far we should push something based on not just necessarily, how do I put this? If I run into a certain group, I'm going to react to it differently based on the temperature of what is in front of me. Get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
but I established that early on, did I not?
That's true there, but sir, you're the chief, and there was potentially 4 leads that could not make a decision on how exactly we want to approach this, right?
I'm not sure why that was, maybe the details, but I made it aware to all the leads that I wanted search warrants going for them. I guess it was somebody needed to just grab him by the horns and actually
Precisely.
put forth a plan.
Because it's like your desires, understandable, right? But we're looking at Opal, we're looking at Radich, we're looking at Ventura, and we're like, how do you want to do this, right? And I think whether we kick all the doors in, we try to go with the investigative approach, perfectly fine. If we decide these charges are enough, perfectly fine. But without that definitive decision maker, everything becomes on pause. You know what I mean? Until that move is made.
Right. I don't think we actually fully, if I'm going to be honest, established someone leading the situation. Saying
Yeah.
one point was a contact. Myself, the sheriff, Radich, and Ventura met. We formulated somewhatly of a plan. We put it forth. We called the meeting. Things were being changed last minute. Everything was being rushed. I don't think we actually appointed one person as a head.
I think there always needs to be
a failure here.
Yeah.
We had now that I think about it, I think Radich was supposed to be leading that, but he wasn't even down here for quite some time.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I think we established Radich was going to be bouncing between channels. He was going to be the IC, and then we're going to have Opal, and we're going to have one other lead perimeter. But I think we actually did have an established head. Now that I think about it,
On these,
out there
digging into my back in the day, having a TRT lead makes sense, right? But you want an investigative lead as well, because how the operation unfolds tactically is going to be different from how the situation is approached investigatively.
Once you're in the yeah, absolutely.
And that lead, based on all the information that's coming in, based on how things sort of play out, then makes the decision of like, you know, was this serious? Was it not serious? Well, you know what I mean. Was it serious? Was it not serious?
Yeah, no,
do we think it's deep? Do we think it's grander? Right? And they've got more background. They've got more information in their background, right? Like, is it tied to? Obviously, this probably isn't Faceless related, but there may be like little things that cue them to. This is isolated versus. Wait, hold on a second, right? This ties to some other shit.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
basically somebody who oversees the investigative aspect of it and somebody who oversees the tactical aspect of it.
Yeah,
be important.
And they got to be the ones to be like, yo, process them, send them up, or like, yo, lock their shit down, send them up for 24 hours.
Let me see what Ventura. Hey, Ventura. Yeah, what's going on? Yes. Oh, I definitely will and have. No, I don't. I think things were made clear. I'm talking to Peters and Knight right now about it. Things weren't made exactly the most clear as to who was running what in the moment. I didn't exactly hear that Radich went down. I might have been on a separate channel there. Late. Okay, I didn't hear Radich at all running anything, frankly. So. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I feel like I have brain damage after that entire previous conversation. I am sorry if I sound too like cooked right now, but holy fucking shit.
Look, I understand people are taking things a little bit too personal here. It's we're out there to do a job and people weren't making calls. Calls need to be made. It is what it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right, bye.
I hope I'm not mad at him. I'm actually.
It's not you at all.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't even about you. No.
Okay.
It was about other people.
I thought he brought a lot of good insight, if I'm going to be honest.
Look, no situation's gonna be perfect. We could sit here and we can, in hindsight, we can pick things apart and always be better, and do things better and critique people. I'll be honest, I didn't hear a whole lot of Radic on the radio. I wanted to hear more Radic. I heard him a little bit midway through when he was coordinating some things, and then it just went radio silent from him. Ventura had all the information as well. He took over. I'd arguably say he had more information than Opal. Opal was giving out orders. I think they're working tandem pretty well together. I don't know why people are saying I was lead, you were lead, this was that. He took it from me, did this, did that. Frankly, we got the job done. We worked together as a team. I feel operationally out there in the field, we did a good job.
Of course,
there's things we can do better on.
Yeah, I'm objectively, I'm more interested in the next one.
Aspect.
No, the next one, yeah. Because I think tactically, sir, we're really good at driving, shooting, and arresting when need be. We are missing a lot of the other aspect of things. And I've been searching damn hard to like find a solution that I can implement on my day-to-day to help with that. But I keep landing on look, we need to hire some people that know what the fuck investigations and the other side of policing is.
It's very hard. People need to.
We need some vets.
We need people to break the mold right now. The mold is go from call to call to call, do your paperwork, do a report. If half the time, put your evidence in there and get to the next one so you can arrest the next person. There's no in between walking. There's no having conversations between that. No interrogations. There needs to be more police work being done. It doesn't help that every 45 minutes to an hour we're having a 13 or a 78 call going out. It doesn't. But we also need people who.
Sir, three of my old colleagues tried to kill me after Sanguine. But we also had a ex-terrorist become the mayor and lead the police department.
Yeah, that.
I would love to reach out to Johnny Devine and the others that tried putting a bullet in my head because they were pretty good investigators. Maybe they're looking for a job.
Johnny Devine.
Yeah. Who's the other one? Yeah, Johnny Devine and Aurora. They got married and fucking tried to X me off. Fucking saved that motherfucker's life. The other one I trained up. What I'm saying here, sir, is we're lacking the other aspect in our police force, right? How are people going to get trained up if without those?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The undertaking to correct that I have thought of is a extremely massive undertaking because right now everybody's caught in a mold right now, cookie cutter response to everything.
Davis Police Department sub-department.
That was not what came to mind.
All right. Well, I figured, if you don't shoot your shot,
No, frankly, I think things like this, it's finding a happy medium. It's finding a happy medium because classrooms aren't the best teachers for everyone. I know they're not. But truly teaching, P&T is such a big part of it. The FTO sessions is a big part of it. If these FTOs, the people who are FTOing people don't feel confident in writing a search warrant, they're sure as hell ain't going to teach a new cadet how to write a search warrant. If they do, it's probably going to be half-assed.
But even then, so I think you may be. Sorry if I'm being a little too forward here, but I don't think our FTO program actually has those sort of has that in its syllabus. This is better for Ruby to speak to, but I would be shocked, and I'm only responding based on what I've seen. I'd be shocked if subpoenas are something that are understood. But then there's subpoenas.
That's what I'm saying. The whole P&T system is flawed right now.
Yeah.
That's precisely what I'm saying.
But even if you had that program in there, you would still be teaching subpoenas and search warrants based on isolated incidents, right? Like, in other words, where that all your evidence and all your things were found in that one scene, right? Like, you arrest somebody and they had drugs and money on them.
Okay,
right?
that's if you're going to use a specific example. What needs to be taught is how to get to the end result. It's not exactly
True.
in a specific situation. It's how to get there. You don't have this, all right, now we do this. If we don't have this, we do this. You need to hit your check marks on the way there. Your probable cause, everything needs to be checked on the way there. You teach people how to get to the end result, not just do A, B, and C and done, right?
Yeah, how do you think about it critically?
Yeah, critical thinking. That's what you teach someone.
That's a hiring thing too, though, sir. Transparently, it seems like we hire a lot of, other aspects, but not the other side of the coin. Not to talk shit about our hires, but it's not exactly the first thing that comes to mind when I look at our new roster.
Use plain speech. What do you mean?
I think we hire a lot of ex-gang member family members, not so much those who are necessarily interested in the other aspect of policing.
Do we deny them?
I don't know. But it seems like every other hire we got is a really good shooter and a really good driver, and they get kicked up to PPO real quick. And so at that stage, if you're rewarding that, both
of those shouldn't even be in the ballpark of what qualifies someone for PPO.
Well, I mean, it just seems like that's what's been coming down. And listen, I fuck with those people we're hiring, right? But it does seem a little lopsided.
Why do you fuck with them?
Well, that's street lingo, sir. For I do enjoy their company as coworkers. Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
In a non-sexual manner.
All right. Yeah, I mean, doesn't mean they're not a good officer or a good person. But like you said, we need people around here that do both ends of the stick.
Yeah,
right?
We got a great offensive line, but the defensive line is lacking. So scoring a lot of goals, but not blocking a lot of touchdowns on our end. I don't really watch football, so hopefully that made sense.
I don't watch football either.
Yeah. It's like I watch a lot of MMA. It's like, we've bet on someone who's an amazing striker, but their ground game in wrestling and Muay Thai is complete ass. So the moment, they end up fighting someone from Dagestan, that guy might be able to punch well, but now all of a sudden they're in a chokehold and they don't know how to break out of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I get the metaphor. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So targeting, the Muay Thais, right?
Yeah.
What you said?
Muay Thai. Yep.
Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Targeting the Muay Thai hires. Where do we find these tires?
Well,
How do we find them?
Well, it would start by saying who right now in the department has the interest in taking on bigger picture aspects of policing, right? Does that currently exist? Does someone, right? And they would then be the ones building up that program. So let's use some examples, right? You've got Doc, fantastic in that space. Do I think he's someone who want to lead up that charge? I doubt it. I mean, we could ask him, but I doubt it. You then have Erin. Is that something she's interested in? Maybe, possibly. Right? Yeah, it needs to almost start there, right? 2-3 individuals building up that program, and then they expand that program into the FTO program, right?
So you're talking about a detective unit?
Yeah.
An official detective unit.
I mean, you can call it official or whatever, but yeah, they would be setting the standard. It doesn't even need to be. I mean, there's detectives today, right? But I mean, I don't know what the fuck a detective is today.
A detective is purely a title on the MDT at this point.
Yeah.
We don't actually have a detective cert. We don't have a detective task force. There was talks about creating a joint one with BCSO.
Yeah.
Now,
but I by no means think it needs to be a unit more than, let's say, pursuit, right? But they would be the ones like driving SOPs and would be the first people to lean on to see if they've got resources for taking on bigger things. And they would be driving like what the beginning is and the end of things when it comes to this sort of stuff. That's my opinion on the matter. I'm sure there's another way to dice it up, but it goes back to, unless you've got that expertise built into the organization, you don't really have anyone to teach that stuff down otherwise, right?
Right. I believe Aaron and Masters were the two that wanted to run from the LSPD side.
Well,
things got very busy as of lately, so I think we'll look into getting that going again.
Yeah.
See if we can start improving on.
Yeah. I mean, hell,
on what we have. I believe we have SOPs already written up too. It really got lost in between the cracks. Things really started kicking off with a lot of investigations, a lot of violence.
Yeah. I mean, even if it started small, it would build up at least enough expertise that when a situation like this happens, you say, all right, out of that unit, we need you to lead this up, and they make those calls, right? Not everyone's going to agree with it, right? They might think they want, because everyone wants the big raids, right? Everyone wants those big court cases. Reality is it's a resource problem too, right? And
yeah, I agree. There's a lot on my mind right now.
Yeah.
A lot of things I want to adjust here.
Yep.
But they're massive undertakings, so I'm trying to figure out which ones are most important here to undertake. I think an investigative unit the detective unit is very, very important. I think we need to refocus on that, getting that going there, Peters.
Say that again.
A detective unit, investigative unit.
Yeah.
Getting one up and running here.
Yeah,
I know. I spoke to Aaron and Pete and Masters. I'm sorry. And I believe they already have SOPs a lot written up. It was coming down to talking to BCSO to see how we're going to do this, because when it comes to investigations, there's no point in having two detective units potentially investigating the same things and not talking and sharing information. There needs to be cross information, right?
Yep, I'd agree.
So I think we'll bring that back up, put that on top of the pedestal, and figure out where we're going to go with it pretty soon here. Then
I
don't have time to lead that chat.
Yeah,
okay,
I guess to say on that, I know, like I'm talking about Masters and Aaron.
Yeah.
And I don't want everything necessarily falling on them. I feel like raids and like situations like this should be, this is obviously my opinion, and I know it's going to be hard to achieve it, but like typing up a search warrant and raiding someone should be entry-level cop work. You know what I mean?
You missed the whole conversation we had here. Yeah,
okay,
that's
all right.
That's really. I mean, we're of the same mind, but
okay.
The old guard's not here to teach that. A lot of people aren't confident in it. Getting some more old guard, if we can, and really get a unit together. In terms of putting the work on their shoulders, Brian made the suggestion that while there should be a tactical leader running the whole situation, there should also be an investigative leader, someone who's experienced and also involved in the situation in the paperwork aspect and kind of running it when it comes to down here. A lot of times that's done by the scene lead.
Sorry to cut you off. We should talk to Espinosa.
Okay.
Shift 3 officer?
That's
No. So, well, the thing is Espinosa is running. We're going to need something in every shift, regardless. He's shift 3 into shift 1, but he's working on something. I don't know. Like, how do you incorporate it into all shifts? It's like you're going to have to get
I feel like that's too micro of a question right now, right?
Okay.
To TLDR, the
Get
conversation
started
me and Turner were talking about, just so you're kind of aligned with it, is I agree with you 100%. Everyone should be able to write subpoenas. Everyone should be able to write raid warrants. If they cannot do so, you got to question whether they're even a cop, like just straight up, right? Because it's probable cause, right? Do they have a gun? Did you run the evidence? Is it enough? Does it pass the bar? Write it, kick the doors in, right? But why are we not there? We're not there because there's no training. It's not in the FTO program. How can it be in the FTO program when the expertise doesn't exist? So, if the solution is you need a unit, whoever that someone leads it, it's made up of detectives. Their goal isn't to take over everything, right? Anyone should be able to investigate, but rather they're the ones who create the SOPs. They're the ones there to guide individuals when needed. They're there to get assigned when needed to like things like this, and so they then build up that program. So let's say I'm a new cop, right? And I'm like, oh shit, I found this. A detective might be like, oh, listen, we got the resources. We got the phone listing. Let me help you out with that. Or, we get a new cadet come in, the detectives help train the investigative side of things. And then, who's in it and who's not, that's separate. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. No, I think that'll be good. Sorry, I'm just thinking about like you said, I think it's more micro shit now.
Yeah, it's just,
but getting people versed in being able to do this shit.
Until you showed up, I had 8 people telling me you couldn't lock down a property until we proved there was something to look for. I was literally losing my mind.
So I walked in, I didn't know what was going on. I had a separate situation. There was a cow outside. She was licking cars. I told her to get off the property. She didn't. Tried to kick her out of here. Anyway, I came back and I saw the chief and I heard you guys talking. And then I said, I'm going to go step in there and talk to him. And then by the time I walked around the corner, you were already out. And I tried to figure out what was going on. But yeah, I was talking to the chief about it. It's like if you can't just fucking lock. I don't know. It's like you said. I think too many people are playing fucking jury, judge, and executioner in there. Our job as officers is we should be putting forth the evidence, trying to do our best to conduct these investigations, and hopefully in the process we're able to either raid them, administer justice, do whatever we're supposed to do, but it's not our job to fucking question, especially when a sergeant is coming and saying all of this shit. Like, somebody shouldn't be arguing on behalf of it. We should be putting this shit forward and just fucking moving forward. I felt like people were just sitting in that circle for, again, I don't know how long you guys were in there, but it was like going back and forth. It's like, look, the information could have already been fucking put up. It's the judge's job to either sign it or not sign it. That's it.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah.
She did say the same thing.
Especially if the means is, it's like, look, these people have been arrested for a shitload of guns in the past, over the past month. If it's weapons, it's like, hey, we're just doing even more investigative work to solidify the information on the raid. We're not just typing up a subpoena to see if we could find something. We already have pretty solid evidence, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that turned into that whole situation it did.
One moment here.
Yeah, I tried to come in there. Sorry, Nate.
No. You're good. I'm used to what was happening in there. I knew it was going to happen the moment I was in the interrogation room. I'm going to be honest.
Just call me next time.
No. I mean, I can handle it.
I know you can handle it, but I think like in that situation, I just would have fucking told people to start typing up the shit, and that's it.
I don't think anyone in that room has handled something like this, so I can understand where they're coming from. But it's the same thing as that some motherfuckers need to shut the fuck up if they've never done it before, right? And that's really what it chops up to. So, you know,
I agree. I agree. But the thing is these people haven't done it. Therefore, they need to do it so they could learn it.
Yep.
And it's like, if you're going to give me pushback, then go up to the fucking county. I don't know what to tell you.
It wasn't DCSO. It was
okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
even transparently, we had LSPD who were like, "You can't do that. That's not double jeopardy." And I'm just like, brother, like I, you know, hype at that. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Like, it's not like I haven't maybe read through this shit 12 hours a day for the past 9 months.
Working for the president.
Yeah, working for the president. Okay.
What I miss?
Nothing. Yeah.
All right.
Y'all need a head. Transparently, Aaron, Doc, good detectives. I don't think they're gonna want to actually lead up something like this. You need a body.
And what's your availability looking like for the next, 4 months?
Who?
Night. You.
Me?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a good consultant. I don't know what my availability is looking like. I've run a unit in the past. Listen.
What you're saying is you're perfect for it.
I saw guns on my other character there, Turner. I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm not talking about no video games.
Let me think about it, but it's better for someone to be ahead and I be their advisor. Because other people need an opportunity.
Wait, what character?
A lot of them. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kindle.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan Kindle. I'd rather see someone get built up into that position and then kind of be given that chance, because I think that's
How's
important.
Frost?
He's still a baby.
He's still okay.
Yeah.
I see. Who do you see filling that position? I'm drawing a blank here on who would fill that position. If you're thinking that Aaron,
we'd have to hire from the outside.
Yeah.
Right now. That's why I mentioned Aurora and Johnny Devine.
What's your cousin's name?
Ruth.
Wait, Captain Ruth?
Yeah. There's a lot of exploratory, right? Whoever that head is, there's a lot of exploratory, and that includes what the hell is DOJ thinking right now? Like, even there's a lot to think about here. If you'd like, I could give you something in 48 hours, just like my thoughts on paper. You gotta,
Yeah, I should do that actually.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of things on my mind right now in terms of what we should be focusing on. I think this is one of them.
Yeah.
Let's put something in paper. Put something in paper.
Yeah. Give me some time to think about it too, because we talked about a lot here, and some of my positions might change after putting some thought behind it.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's break from here.
Yeah. All right. Hey, overall, this is good. You know what I mean? It's good some shit like this happened. Otherwise, we wouldn't be thinking about it.
Right now, we just got to capitalize on what we've realized.
Yep.
And, do better.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm going to go pog out.
Do what?
Police on gang, patrolling.
Pog.
Yep.
Ag?
A police on on gang.
POG.
Yep, POG.
Pog. Okay.
Yep.
You gonna go pog out?
Um. Chat. I don't think it's fair if I lead up. I know I've